You know that feeling, right? You open your electricity bill, you look at the number, and your heart just sinks. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. It's a feeling pretty much everyone has these days. So what's really going on with these costs? And more importantly, what can we actually do about it? Let's get into it.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? It feels like no matter what you try, that number just keeps creeping up. So today, we're going to break down exactly why that's happening, and then we're going to build a playbook to help you fight back. And look, this isn't just in your head. The numbers are real. This right here, 5.2%, that's the national average increase for our electric bills in just 1 year. That's a huge jump, and it's happening faster than a lot of our other expenses.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures what so many of us are feeling. It's not just another utility bill anymore. It's become this symbol of the financial pressure we're all feeling at home.
Okay, so to figure out how to save some cash, we first have to understand the forces that are pushing these prices up. And it's not just one thing, it's kind of like a perfect storm of a few different factors.
So there are really three big things happening all at once. First, the cost of fuel is going up. A huge chunk of our electricity, over 40%, comes from natural gas, and its price just shot up. Second, our electric grid is, well, it's old. Utilities are having to spend billions to upgrade it, and guess who pays for that? We do. And third, our demand for electricity is just exploding. Think about it. AI data centers, all the new electric cars, our smart everything. It's putting a massive strain on the whole system.
Okay, so that's the problem. It sounds a little bleak, I know. But here's the good news. We can fight back. So let's get into the solutions. We're going to start with an actionable playbook full of simple things you can do today that cost you absolutely nothing.
Now, this is probably the single most important secret to saving money. It's not just about how much energy you use, it's about when you use it. See, a lot of utilities have time of use rates now. That means electricity is way more expensive during these on-peak hours, usually in the summer on weekdays from about 4 to 9 p.m. If you can shift your heavy energy use to the off-peak times, that's your first big win.
And getting started is super easy. Just washing your laundry in cold water saves a ton of energy because you're not heating all that water. Try pre-cooling your house in the morning and then letting the thermostat ride a little higher during those expensive peak hours. Oh, and unplugging your electronics, that stops the phantom load they pull even when they're turned off. These are tiny habits that cost nothing but can really add up. And hey, it's not just us at home thinking about this. This quote from a guy who runs a brewery shows how businesses are getting smart about this too. Brewing beer uses a ton of energy, so he just shifted his process to the cheaper off-peak hours. It's just a smart, strategic move for anyone. All right, so once you've got those no-cost habits down, we can level up. Let's talk tech. A few smart home upgrades can basically put your savings on autopilot and make your whole home way more efficient.
The payback on some of these gadgets is honestly pretty incredible. A smart thermostat alone can cut your heating and cooling costs by up to 20%. Smart plugs, which kill that phantom power we talked about, can knock 5 to 10% off your total bill. And smart LED lighting, the savings there are just staggering. These things literally pay for themselves over time.
And if you're wondering why things like a smart thermostat are such a game changer, well, take a look at this. A massive 45% of a typical energy bill is just from heating and cooling. That's it. So that's why targeting that one thing gives you the biggest bang for your buck. Water heating is next in line, which is why even just turning that heater down a little makes a real difference.
Now, I know what you're thinking. These upgrades sound expensive. But hold on, because there are some amazing ways to bring that cost way down. The federal government actually gives you tax credits up to 30% back for things like insulation and new windows. And that's not even counting all the rebates from your state or your local utility company. You should always check for these before you buy anything.
Okay, so we've talked quick wins, we've talked smart tech, but what about the whole shebang? Rooftop solar. To really answer the question of whether it's financially worth it, we're going to dive into a detailed academic case study from Texas.
So why Texas? Well, this map of solar energy potential tells the whole story. See all that deep red and orange? That means Texas is basically swimming in sunshine. It's one of the best spots in the entire country for solar, which makes it the perfect place to study the economics.
So how does this stuff actually work? It's simpler than you might think. The panels on your roof turn sunlight into electricity. An inverter box then changes that power into the kind you used in your house. You use what you need, and any extra power you make often gets sent back to the grid, and sometimes they even pay you for it.
Okay, to really get this study, we just need to hit 3 quick money terms. First up,
net present value, or NPV. Don't let the name scare you. Just imagine you're buying a machine that prints money. NPV tells you the total profit that machine will make for you in today's dollars over its whole life. If that number is positive, it's a good deal. Simple as that.
Second is the internal rate of return, or IRR. This one's easy too. Think of it like the interest rate you get on a savings account. It's the annual growth rate of your investment. So a higher IRR just means your money is working harder for you every single year.
And finally, the one everybody always asks about, the payback period. This is the most straightforward one of all. It's just how many years it takes for the money you save on electricity to completely pay for the cost of the solar system in the first place. Obviously, shorter is better.
So, drum roll please. What did the study actually find? The results are really compelling. The net present value was over $6,000, meaning it's a clearly profitable investment. The payback period was 13 years, so the system pays for itself in less than half its life, and the internal rate of return was 8.6%. Now, just to put that in perspective, that's a really solid, competitive return on your money. So at least in this Texas case study, solar is a definite financial win. Whew, okay, that's a lot of information. We've gone from simple habits all the way to big investments. So the question now becomes, what's the right move for you? Let's boil it all down into a simple plan.
Here it is, your 3-step action plan. Step 1, start today with the free stuff. Shift when you do laundry, seal those air leaks. Step 2, explore the smart upgrades. Check out a smart thermostat and see what rebates your utility is offering. And step 3, research a long-term plan. Maybe better insulation makes sense, or maybe solar is a good fit for your house. You can just take these one step at a time.
You know, in the end, it all comes down to this one question. Whether it's something as simple as changing your laundry routine or a big investment like solar, taking back control of your energy use is one of the smartest money moves you can make. The power, literally, is in your hands.